Australia is home to the world's largest coral reef, the Great Barrier Reef. It's made up of at least 2,900 smaller reefs and stretches more than 1,600 miles across. It's so huge that astronauts can even see it from outer space. What do you think? Is a coral a rock or a plant? Actually, it's an animal, and that piece of coral you see is made up of hundreds, even thousands of individual corals called polyps, all living together. The polyp itself is soft. It takes calcium from the seawater and uses it to make a hard outer skeleton around itself. As thousands of polyps join together, they form the outer skeleton that gives coral its rocky appearance. In addition to all those polyps living together, reefs of coral are home to hundreds, even thousands of different creatures. The coral offers them shelter, food, and places to lay their eggs. Coral reefs even act like nurseries for larger fish, keeping their babies safe until they're big enough to travel the ocean on their own. Coral survives and helps other creatures survive because all those little polyps stick together, just like we, as God's children, should stick together. In the Bible, this is called unity. But since we don't actually stick together like polyps, what does unity mean? 1 Peter 3 verse 8 gives us some clues. It means we put ourselves in other people's shoes and try to understand what they're thinking and feeling. It's being kind and humble, not thinking we're better than anyone else. And most of all, it means we love each other in good times and tough times, especially when we disagree. Because when we stick together, we can do great things for a great God.
Hi everybody, come on, stand up. It's time for praise and worship.
Every move I make I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. Romans 1:16. I am not ashamed of the gospel, because the power of brings salvation to everyone who believes.
Hi everyone, it's Aunt Fernita. Today's story is called Alive Again. The memory verse is from Romans chapter 1, verse 16. It says, I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God for the salvation of everyone who believes. Today's message is we serve when we help others. Mary and her mother had little to live on. They needed food. Their clothes were old and patched. One day, someone told Mary's mother that the Seventh-day Adventist community services in her town could help her. So Mary and her mother went there for help. Soon they received some food and good, clean clothes. Seventh-day Adventist community services can be found all around the world. Perhaps there is one near you. Sometimes community services are called the Dorcas Society. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. That's because Dorcas, one of Jesus' friends, helped many people in the village where she lived. Here's her story. We were all worried about our dear friend Dorcas, Elizabeth began. She is so sick, and she doesn't seem to be getting any better. I know, responded Sarah. Dorcas is such a precious woman. I love to go to her house. I like to listen to her talk about Jesus. Her big brown eyes sparkle and shine when she talks about him. And I love to hear her laugh. It's wonderful to watch her hands. They're always busy sewing. I do believe she is the best seamstress in the city. Even if the shirt or coat she is making is a simple one, it's always elegant. And then she gives it away to some poor widow in need. The two women turned back to their work. There was much to be done that day. But first, they would pray for Dorcas. Several days passed. Then early one morning, the news spread through the town. Dorcas has died. People hurried to her house to see if it were really true. They could hardly believe it. Some of the women were already washing her body, tears running down their faces. Then they gently carried her to a room upstairs. Suddenly, amid all the crying and chaos, somebody remembered that Peter was visiting the believers in Lydda, about 10 miles away. Let's send for Peter, they exclaimed. So 2 men set off to find him. Finally, Peter came. It was quite a scene that he walked in on. Crying and wailing and mourning. A whole house full of friends in distress. Someone led Peter to the upstairs room. Many widows crowded around him, sobbing. They held the coats and robes that Dorcas had made for them. Peter sent everyone out of the room. Then he quietly knelt beside the bed and prayed. As he stood up, he turned to Dorcas, lying so still. Dorcas, get up, he called. Immediately, Dorcas opened her eyes and sat up. Peter took her by the hand and helped her out of bed. He smiled at her. Then he called the people back into the room so they could see her too. How the believers rejoiced and praised God. "Our God is so good," they shouted. Dorcas herself was amazed at what had happened. Of course, the wonderful news spread quickly. Everywhere in Joppa, people heard about the miracle. Many people believed that God had restored her life because Dorcas had helped so many others. And because of that, many of them believed in the Lord.
Hi everybody, welcome to Arts and Crafts. My name is Julie and today we are going to make a Dorcas t-shirt. For this craft, you need a piece of cardboard, a plain white t-shirt or plain lightly colored t-shirt, some scissors, and fabric markers. If you don't have any fabric markers, that's okay. You can use a Sharpie or permanent marker, as long as it doesn't come off in the wash machine. So, first, we are going to take our t-shirt and lay it flat on our table or whatever surface you are using. We're going to take our cardboard and put it in like this. Okay. Close to the top, but not all the way at the top. A little bit away from the tag. Okay. Now we are gonna fold the top down to stretch out the t-shirt. And we're gonna fold in the sides like this. Okay. Now we're gonna take our fabric marker or whatever you're using and start drawing. First, we're gonna draw a curve like this. And we're gonna draw another curve under it. Like this. Okay? Now we're gonna draw a line like this and a curve coming out of it over this side. Okay? Now you're gonna make a J that's connecting with the curve that we just made. I'm gonna make a little curve in, and now we are going to draw a line out. It looks like this so far. We're drawing the line out. We're gonna go down and out to make a L. We're gonna draw a line up. We're gonna come back down and make another L. Down, make a third L. Down, but this time we're gonna make a sock. We're gonna curve it like this, go up, and from there, I'm gonna draw a curve like this. Now, you're gonna draw a line going down, and from there, you're gonna draw a line connecting the two, like that. Now we're gonna add in some details. We're gonna draw a line right here, a curve in the middle, and another small curve right there. All right? Now right about here, I'm gonna draw I, down, over, am, above this in all capital letters, not, below in all lowercase, ashamed, and then you're gonna turn it careful, and at this curve, Romans, one 16. But we are not done yet. We're gonna take out the cardboard. Take out your cardboard. And we are going to use the scissors to cut some slits. In the middle, right about here, you're gonna cut a slit, go up and cut another slit, go down, cut another slit. Okay? You're gonna pull those apart a little bit, and you're gonna do the same thing on this side. You're gonna go over, cut in the middle, you're gonna go up and cut, and you're going to go down and cut. And now you're gonna pull it apart like we did on the other side. And here you go. You have your Dorcas I Am Not Ashamed t-shirt. Now, just like Dorcas, God wants us to share our gifts and talents with other people. So with this shirt, I want you to give it to a friend, a grandparent, a parent, a next door neighbor, anyone that's on your mind, so that more people can love God and be a part of His family. Bye!